Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine Marrow, and we are sitting at Our Children Are a Blessing from God. And we are here with Chris Lane, the future, and we are grateful that the producer of this show, Mrs. Beverly Gilchrist, gave us the opportunity to have an interview, a sit-down with the young Chris. He's an activist, he's an entertainer, and he's going to share with us a little bit more about himself. So, Chris, how old are you, and when did you get started? We'll start with the activism. When did you get started with the activism?
Well, I want to say 3, but I think I was 4 when I passed by the National Action Network, and I just saw this scary man that at first I thought he was scary. The Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton. I saw him and what he was saying because he had speakers outside. I peeked in and I saw how powerful he was and how the crowd stood up and it was really clapping for him and they was interested. And I looked back and my mom was like, come on, come on, come on. I was like, wait, I wanna hear what he's saying. I wanna hear him finish. But we ended up standing there for like 25 minutes later, but it was worth it because at school I had to use his knowledge to somebody else's advantage. So that's how I kind of got started with the activism, and I just saw the crazy stuff that was happening in my community and abroad. That was the cops killing the black and brown people, black on black crime and stuff like that. I just wanted to not only know the no, but be in the know, and just create a safe environment for me, my mom, and just everyone. So that's how I got started.
So, young Chris, how old are you?
I'm 13.
What school do you attend?
Kip Infinity Middle School.
And where is that located?
133rd and Broadway.
And is that Manhattan, Brooklyn?
Oh, Manhattan.
Okay. So let's get back to when you started the National Action Network. Did that open up any other doors for you to get involved with the black and brown community?
Yes, I actually did. A couple years ago, it was a hit called Glory between John Legend and Common, and I was able to meet Common, and I did his rap verse for him on stage. I don't know, and to this day, I probably talked about this a couple times, but I don't know, to this day, I don't know how I got past the security guard. But I did, and I made my way to Common because that was kind of like my icon of the year, because he was so knowledgeable, and he was like Tupac, you know. He had bars and he had meaning behind his bars. It's a lot of rappers that have bars and they're really good, but you have to have meaning. You have to mean something so it can uplift your people, and that's what Common had, and that's why I call him my icon of the year.
Okay. Were there any other, channels of activism that you were a part of that you don't mind sharing with, our children today?
I met former running presidential candidate, former Hillary Clinton. And that's about it.
When did you meet her? When she was the presidential nominee?
Yes.
That was in 2016?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that interaction go?
I was scared to death. I never saw someone as famous besides Common, and I was just so terrified because I didn't know what to expect. Was she gonna be like, hey little kid, bye? But was she gonna actually sit down and talk to me? So it was kind of I was kind of but my man in me, yeah. I was I'm just gonna go over there and talk to her, and we had a whole 5-minute conversation, and that's when my push to activism just and then it just went forward and everything. So yeah.
How old are you when you met Hillary?
10.
Okay. Since meeting Hillary, did you get involved? I mean, talk about the things that you've done in activism. Because I know you did activism and then you came into entertainment. But what else did you do? I mean, what else sparked your desire to get into activism, you know, as you got older and, you know, more involved and in tuned with the National Action Network?
Well, I did March for Our Lives NYC, which was one of the largest gatherings in New York City in history of a little bit over 200,000 people.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, that was fire. I was extremely scared because I know what to expect from the crowd. But I did it, and it was just like a loving, like it was like a feeling to it. Like, I want to do this more. We had Governor Cuomo and Mayor Bill de Blasio there at the same time, which was even more crucial at that time. And it just inspired me to keep going, keep pushing, keep on trucking.
Were there other leadership there, like from the Black and Brown community? Did you meet anybody else?
I met the head of Black Lives Matter, Hawk Newsom. Wonderful. But when you see him, you might think like, yeah, he's big, but like he's big physically and he's big mentally and spiritually. In order for you to be big, you gotta be able to uphold yourself. You gotta be able to carry yourself in a manner that describes what you are physically, and that was showed throughout, you know, the whole march. He was on to me, he was like, hey, little one. I'm like, yo, you know, tried to like deepen my voice, yo. Can't do it to this day, but he like made me strive to like push more. He like pushed me out my shell, and that's when I like, you know, I met GDOU, Guns Down, Life Up. National Action Network was there. Shout out to the Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton, Ashley Sharpton, and Dominique Sharpton. Thank you for, you know, giving me that platform. I met New York Says Enough. That was wonderful. It was a group of kids that were leading the thing because of the school shootings, especially Parkland. That was a terrible time in history that I think no one would ever forget. And I was like really like grateful and gracious that they had me be speaker. I did the national walkout at Madison Square Park. Again, I met a lot of people from
Madison Square Park, or was it Foley Square?
Madison Square. It was Madison Square, yes.
Madison Square?
Yes,
okay.
I believe so. Cause I talked to her about some of my, you know.
I don't think that Washington Square.
Yeah, Washington Square. Thank you, Washington Square Park.
I know they're looking like, okay.
Yeah, they're like,
it's Washington Square, dude.
Yeah, thank you. And there I just met New York Says Enough. I met a lot of great people that now I call my brother and my sister. Shout out. And yeah, and I just saw when I said something, the crowd just roared, and I'm like,
How old were you then?
Back then I was 12, about to turn 12. And I just heard the crowd roar, and I'm like, wow. Like, it was like such a wonderful turn of events. I thought everyone would be down in the dumps because they lost friends, loved ones. But it was like positive energy, and I feel like we need more of that so we can inspire others to become in the activism stage in entertainment.
Okay, so let's get back to the National Action Network, because that's where
everything started.
Yeah, everything started in regards to becoming more aware of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other leader in the community besides the Reverend Al Sharpton that has inspired you, uplifted you, empowered you to become the young man that you are here today and on Our Children are a blessing from God, where you're going to be able to use your talent and skills to introduce other young people, such as yourself, that's into artivism. So is there
Yes.
anybody else that pushed you in the direction of knowledge of self and knowledge of your people, but alongside with the Reverend Dr.
Yes.
Al Sharpton?
First, I'm gonna give a shout out to Miss Aisha Sekou for being on the journey with me. But I think someone else is my karate sensei, Krishinda Lamar Thornton. He just like even more whipped me in shape up here. And I know I don't really look like it down here, but if I have to use my training, I will. Yes, hallelujah. He just, we have virtues, and we have to apply ourselves to like correspond with what we say, because it's not enough that you only say. You got to put some action behind it, so people know you mean what you say. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So you're saying the Reverend Al Sharpton, Sister Aisha Sekou,
Yes.
and Krishinda Lamar Thornton is a few of the people that shaped you.
Yes. Shout out.
Is a few of the people that shaped you, because you seem like you're a young man that has a community behind you.
Yes.
So let's move it up a little bit. We talked about entertainment. I mean, how did you get started in the love of music and singing, and now it's like you're a phenomenon in singing as well, like
Yeah.
R&B cover artist. You've been around locally, and it's a good feeling, like you said, that people know who you are because of the foundation that you have. So just give us a little backdrop of where you are now, and where you wanna go, and basically what do you want to do with yourself in the future?
What I want to do is, first I'm gonna start with how I came into singing. Around the same time, like maybe I would say a year and a half, 2 years after I joined the National Action Network, I was in the bathroom taking a shower, singing a Whitney Houston song, and I was like, yo, like, I sound dope, like low key, I really sound good. And I came out the bathroom. I'm like, mommy, you heard that? She was like, yes, buddy. I was like, I sound good. She was like, yeah. I'm like, well, I wanna become a singer. I wanna get money. And I think that was a week before they had Michael Jackson dead on the news, and they was playing all his Jackson 5 songs, all his solo album songs. I'm just in the TV, like just like wowed by how many fans and love and support he had from even from like his fellow peers in the music industry, that like some bowed down to him. It's like he truly is the king of pop. And I was with my uncle and aunt and family in Virginia, and nonstop dancing till like 2 in the morning to Michael Jackson songs, and that's how I was like, yeah, I want to do this.
And how old were you then?
4, 3.
Okay.
So yeah, around the same time, I joined the National Action Network. Now I'm taking part in Gospel for Teens. Gospel for Teens. That is Ms. Vi Higginson. She's like really phenomenal. When I was a freshman, now I'm in PBLA, but when I was a freshman, she used this phrase.
Wait, okay. What's PBLA? What does all that mean?
It's third level and Gospel for Teens. It's called Performing Before Live Audiences. That also just like gave me all the exposure that I really needed. Plus, prior to that, all the performances that I have done, whether if it was at my school or if it was in Manhattan, Queens, Bronx, Brooklyn, wherever I went, that really like opened my shell and like just like generated this great sound. But back to Mama Vi, she lets us call her. She said a phrase, "Leave the baggage at the door." That I feel like that applies to us today, because it's just a lot of stuff that's going on, and if we carry that up, if we carry that with us, we become really angry, and we become really depressed and really sad, and she just told us to sing all of that out, sing it out in our heart, soul, spirits, mind, whatever you believe in, sing up to the highest praise, the highest power, as long as it's positive.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So can you give us a snippet of the song you sang to introduce you, and could you tell us where you sang this song and what happened? I mean, like,
Wow.
What happened? Yeah, give us a snippet.
At my school, I debuted with a song called I'll Be There by Jackson 5. Yes, because I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson. I debuted with that song, and I just got like a 3-minute standing ovation. Now, I didn't know what to expect, and now me having a little bit more vocal training and more like, you know, like stamina and stuff like that on stage, I just listen back to myself and I'm like, ew. But my mom was like, nah, like embrace that, cause like look how far you've gone from there to now, in 2-3 year time span. So I gotta embrace that.
Could you embrace us with a little something?
Okay, the song I debuted with or
Yeah.
anything?
The song you debuted with.
Okay. You and I must make a pact. We must bring salvation back. Where there is love, I'll be there.
Well, thank you, young Christopher. And once again, this is Our Children, God's blessing to us.
You taking lessons?
Gospel for Teens.
Say that.
I'm taking singing lessons from Gospel for Teens. Is located on 126 behind the State Building at the Brownstone. Marvelous place. Like when you walk in, like all like the negativity, everything, it just like vanishes. Like it just really, like the positive vibes and stuff like that just like flows into you like a waterfall. And I just met like wonderful, marvelous friends that I call like, hey bestie, and stuff like that. It's just like marvelous. Even to this day, I'm really scared of singing in front of them, because I'm like, wow, like I feel like they all sing better than me.
Okay, you debuted at your school. So isn't there a person that trained you
At school?
that trained up your voice
Yes.
at school?
My son, Mr. Madden, no, let me stop. Mr. John Danny Madden, he's wonderful, really, really wonderful. He's the one that just pushed my shyness to the side and was like, either you're gonna do this, sing a thing and take it seriously, or you're gonna just like flunk out. And I was like, well, I can't like let my chorus director know like I'm scared, like you gotta be ever ready. So I was singing and my leg was shaking like OD. And but I did it. And I just wanted to like prove to the audience, because when I was younger, I was bullied, and I still am. But the thing is, it's not how hard you get punched or pushed down. It's about how fast and how gracefully you get up. Cause you're gonna get knocked down in life. Like that's normal, but you gotta learn how to get back up and dust yourself off and keep going. I think of it as the higher you go, the more crickets you're gonna hear. The yapping, the talking, but at the end of the day, when you get successful, you gotta know they was outside the limousine. They was outside waiting 2 days, 3 days, so they can get your ticket, get their ticket for your show, or the movie, or whatever, or they wanted to get into your inauguration because you're president or leader of a state.
Okay, young Christopher, do you feel or think that you getting into singing and staying on that path of singing will absolutely help you steer a wider community of youth
Yes.
to let's see, I won't say
No, I know what you're
Christ-based,
saying,
but I would
yeah.
say, more of
Positive
awareness,
energy, yeah.
right? More of awareness of what's going on. Like we have Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking back Stevie Wonder. All the old cats. Do you ever think that you might write your music or
Definitely, yeah.
in regards to
Have
around
some,
them and
yeah.
like let's keep this streamlining in a positive direction?
Yes. I just want to just say we've lost touch with the mothership. I don't care if you darker than this shirt or you lighter than this carpet. The first man was originally from Africa. The first man on this earth. So I feel like we lost base, we lost touch with the mothership, which is Africa, and we lost base with our roots and where we come from, and that's why we call each other the N-word and the B-word, and we just degrade each other. I'm gonna be honest, when I get upset, that's what I do, especially when I feel like cornered, that's what I do. And with my music, I just want to reverse all of that, like find a cure for everything negative I said about my black and brown peers and my elders. I want to reverse, like find an antidote. So with that, ever since 1619 when we was born here, singing is what got us all through. That got us through another day where we was working in the field, working in the house, being violated. And I feel like if I could have a powerful piece of art like Marvin Gaye and Tupac and Stevie Wonder and Donny Hathaway's, somebody like that, because if somebody like that can help a group of people, then imagine what that whole team can do for the world. Michael Jackson did it for the whole world. He had the whole world at his feet. So I just want to, I'm getting somewhere. I know I'm rambling, but I'm going to get somewhere. I just want to find an antidote to cure the negativity that we have grown into and adopted in the black and brown community and just abroad in our day-to-day life,
Okay, well, thank you, young Christopher. And once again, I want to thank Mrs. Beverly Gilchrist for having us on Our Children. This was a marvelous show. So let's end it off at let's go back. Young Christopher. Now, who was your first vocal coach? Like, who always sang with you when you were 2, 3, 4?
My mommy.
I mean, did you ever think you would get this far in singing?
Honestly.
Did you think when you were introduced to the National Action Network and Crescendo
Honestly,
Lamar
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
That's okay.
Honestly, I know I can make it this far. My dad used to always sing to me. I'm like, well, you got a high voice. and my mom used to sing with me. I'm like, yeah, you a good teacher, but like you like, nah. And just the fact that I'm here and I'm able to sing on stages with big time people and people from my local community and people that are from other places that I collabed with, that's just like a beauty itself. But like me getting from where I am then to where I am now, it's just like God is saying, just keep going, keep striving for who you are, because it's gonna come one day. It's gonna come.
So now that you are going to be a host here at Our Children with producer Mrs. Beverly Gilchrist, like I said, I'm thinking again.
Yes.
So you think you'll be able to do schooling, your talent, and also provide other young up-and-coming artists a place to come to and talk about what they're doing, what they've done, what they're striving for?
Honestly, at first, the thought of because a lot of people I was around, they was like talking like probably 5 to like 7, 10 years in advance of like talking about me touring and me having to need a tutor and doing this interview and being on this show. It was kind of scary, but like now when I do it, it's like it's kind of easy. You just gotta know how to like balance it. Like you gotta know what work to do in school and what work to do at home. Like you need to know if don't get in trouble at school because they're gonna keep you after school for an hour and a half because they be dragging it sometimes. You just gotta balance everything, and then once you get the flow of it, it's like everything like it comes natural. Like I remember one time my mom, she came to the school. She's like, come on, you gotta show, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I'm like, I like this feeling. Like I feel like yo, like I can do this. I had a wonderful experience with my with who I call my brother. He had hired some people to like make me feel how the tour life felt. He had security. We had security. We kind of acted like his house was a hotel. We had everything. We had everything. He had a studio, everything. It was just a wonderful experience, and I want to do that all the way.
Well, I just want to thank you, Christopher Lane, AKA Chris Lane, the future.
And I want to thank you. Thank you.
For once again even taking time out to be here on Our Children, a blessing from God, providing us with all the skill sets that you have. And we'll be hearing and seeing you in 2 weeks.
Most definitely.
Okay, right here, Our Children. Catherine Marrow and Christopher Lane, we are signing off. Thank you. I coughed up a storm. I'm glad they can edit it because I'm like,